Hey guys, welcome to Talking Walking Dead. We're here to talk about the episode Triggerfinger, which a lot happened in this episode. I think that we're a bit split on it though, in that we both think there's strengths and weaknesses, but I think the strengths outweigh the weaknesses, and you're probably a little vice versa.
I'm a little more split. It was really front-loaded this shootout. We talked about Nebraska, the last episode, where a lot of exciting stuff happened at the end. Here was all the beginning, but it was really exciting. I mean, there was a huge shootout, and I really liked the fact that the people who were coming after them were anonymous. We never really met them. They were shadows. They were behind that door. It led to some really tense moments.
And I was really impressed, on Walking Dead, a show that's been criticized for a slow pace, that we immediately got a follow-up on those guys. Last week we had those two guys mentioned we had friends. I thought we might never see them, or we might see them 5 episodes from now. So to have them show up right away, I thought was a cool thing, and I thought it was a very tense sequence. The shootout was great. It was also intercut with Lori in the car, which, as stupid as it was that she had that car accident, I do have to say how exciting I thought the sequence was with her trapped in the car and that zombie sort of climbing through the windshield.
That was a big moment of gore, and then with him whipping his face apart, going through the glass, and then also the guy getting his nose eaten off. The guy he was shot by Herschel, and then the kid with his leg on the fence. That was the big moment there. Another moment when you kind of have to believe just how righteous Rick is and how willing they are to do the quote-unquote the right thing. Because as a viewer, sometimes in those situations, you're like, I would totally be Shane here. I would leave him or shoot him, to put him out of his misery. But, Rick's the hero.
Yeah, and I thought they handled it well on that. Yes, Rick wants to stay and save him, but they still managed to have it be a pretty badass Rick as far as him taking out the knife and saying, will this work? And then also just freaking yanking the guy's leg off when there was no other option. So I liked all of that stuff a lot. Let's talk about what happened back on the farm.
I wasn't too crazy about some of the conversations and some of the asides that happened when they got back to the farm. Yes, we're still on the farm. Carol and Daryl, she pretty much Goodwill Hunting him, ordinary family him, ordinary people him, but just by being silent and getting him to say all the things that were wrong with him out loud. And as soon as you write, you're a real piece of work lady into a script, I'm going to facepalm a little bit.
I guess I was more looking at it from the aspect of my half glass full of liking that Carol was not backing down, and that, she hasn't been portrayed as a very strong character at all up till now, and I don't want her to go back to, and they promised, producers that she wouldn't just be the grieving mom going forward. So to see that she is not, she knows that he's kind of, he's spouting off this stuff because he's hurt too, so at least to see her stand up and not disintegrate, I was happy about it.
Even more so than that scene, the one that bugged me was between Maggie and Glenn.
Yeah.
At this point, I think we're a little sick of them being hot and cold week to week, but for him to come back and say, I froze because I realized, and he doesn't say because I loved you, which is what I was actually thinking he was going to say. He said, I froze because I realized you loved me so much that it would suck for me to die. That was kind of weird.
Yeah, no, actually, I will say I thought that was a very stupid moment, and definitely my least favorite moment of the episode was that it just seemed like a ridiculous way to cause conflict between them, to have him be angry at her for loving him. It didn't really sell with what we've seen. Like you said, they have to stop this back and forth between them.
Now the Shane stuff I was okay with. I thought it was interesting that he laid all his feelings out. So it's all out there right now. He basically said, I deserve to be with you. I should have been with you. And this, made Lori really worry.
Yeah, and then, at the end, I was very happy. We're getting a lot more forward momentum on the plot. Lori now believes that Shane did kill Otis, and she tells Rick that too. So now Rick finally sort of has that information, and we have been wondering about this divide between Rick and Shane, and we're definitely seeing it sort of build to, whatever.
It's got to build to a head, and she also came across a little bit as a manipulator at the end. Basically, the way she was even talking to him, whispering into his ear, is almost like, you need to kill Shane, you need to kill Shane. Like, at this point, let's face it, she wants Shane dead. She wants to not have him around, at least. More so than Rick.
So overall, the first half, lots of stuff happened. Overall, I thought that made it a pretty great episode with some weaknesses. I understand, though, that the weaknesses are notable. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments, and we'll be back next week to talk about more Walking Dead.